to Life, Death, and Taxonomy. It's your 30 minutes of interesting animal information. I'm Joe.
And I'm Carlos.
Thank you to Cassie for the creation of our theme song. To hear more of Cassie's music, please search Cassie Michelle on YouTube or Spotify.
And thank you to Johanna for the creation of this week's artwork. To check that out, you can visit us at our home on the web at ldtaxonomy.com. And a very special thank you to our patrons. Thank you so much for your support. It's greatly appreciated. Thanks for helping us keep the lights on. And if you would like to donate, just visit us, or just visit patreon.com/ldtaxonomy, or click on donate on our website.
And today we're talking about a funny little fish, but more on that later.
Oh, that is a harmful stereotype.
Funny like a clown?
Finding Nemo showed us that it's a harmful stereotype.
That's true.
Clownfish are no funnier than any other fish in the sea, according to Mark. And spoiler alert, yeah, we're talking about the clownfish.
Very true.
It's also known as the anemone fish. I don't know why. It's just, I don't see a reason why they would call it that. I'm sure we're not going to learn anything more about that. But we're going to call it here Reef Witherspoon and penny fries. I'm actually pretty proud
Penny
of that one.
fries?
Yeah. Because young fish are
Fry
called
is a small fish. Yeah.
And Pennywise is the clown from It.
Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, that's fair enough.
That was one of those ones where I already knew Pennywise. And I was like, okay, I need to find something that rhymes with wise. And fries, I was like, perfect.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to get a taxonomy?
Sure.
That'll be $40 dues. Because I've been watching Bluey.
Ew.
40
No Australian slang.
$.
Just kidding, Australian slang. I forgot that there's Australians listening. At least a few.
Yeah, for you Australians out there, know that most of the enjoyment I get out of Bluey is just hearing Australian accents. So, it's great. I love it. Let's taxonomize this. The kingdom you know, love, and are in. That kingdom is Animalia. The phylum is Chordata. Class is Actinopterygii, bony fish. The order is Perciformes. And the lightning thief. Oh, wait. Yes, the lightning thief.
Yeah.
I thought I was mixing that up with the book thief. No, the lightning thief. The family is Pomacentridae. The genus is Amphiprion, and the species is Ocellaris or Ocellaris. There's two L's there. Bet you it's Ocellaris. If there was just one L, it would be Ocellaris. So, this is hard. Amphiprion. Sorry. It's R.I. Amphiprion Ocellaris.
Ocellaris sounds like a medication.
Ocellaris. Yeah, ask your doctor about Ocellaris.
Right?
Be careful, because Ocellaris causes bleeding out of every orifice and poor financial decisions. All right. But since we're in the business of naming things, it's time for my favorite part of the show, or the listener's favorite part of the show, critter groups. You probably didn't think that we were going to do critter groups this time, because it's a fish, and fish travel in schools, don't they? Not the clownfish. The ichthyologists have come through, at least in the research that I did. This is the part of the show where I ask you, Joe, a question, and that is that question is the same every time. What is the name of a group of this animal, or what is the term of venery, or what is the collective noun? If you saw a group of clownfish, you would in some ways be correct in saying that it was a school of clownfish, because again, most of the time ichthyologists are just like, call it a school and move on. But there is, from what I can tell, a pretty official list of exceptions to that, and the clownfish is on there. So, is it A, a parade of clownfish, B, a circus of clownfish, C, a juggle of clownfish, or D, a honking of clownfish?
I want it to be a honking of clownfish. What was the first two?
Parade and circus.
Dang, these are all fair game. But I want it to be a honking. It's not a honking. It's a parade of clownfish. Final answer.
That is correct.
Yeah, no, that sounds more like a term of venery to me. A parade.
It was good. It was good. I'm glad you struggled
And it's only
with that.
like tangential. It was more for my heart's desire.
I thought your
than
heart's
something
desire
I
was for
thought
a
of.
honking.
No, it was. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't my reason wasn't winning if I had chosen honking. But reason had to win the day.
You don't follow your heart when it comes to terms of venery. We've learned that.
The heart is deceitful above all things.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right. Yes. So
Okay.
it's a parade of clownfish. Would you like to learn about what a clownfish looks like?
yeah. Red
It
nose.
is tiny. It's flashy. It doesn't look like a clown. I've decided. Now, if you look up the clown triggerfish, that's a fish that looks like a clown. It's got it's got polka dots. It's got like lipstick. It's got like different brightly colored lips. It's got face paint. That's aptly considered a clown, and its face shape is a goofy looking fish. A clownfish is actually it's kind of a nice looking reef fish. It's bright orange, and has 3 white bands, 3 every time, which is something that I could not say about clowns, that they always have 3 bands, or that they're orange. They have a cute little like waddle swim that's not very elegant, but they don't have to be super strong swimmers for reasons I'm sure we will find out later. They are slimy, more slimy than the average fish. They are covered in a thick mucus coat, again, for reasons I'm sure we will not learn about later. They have big eyes and no teeth, just small mouth that seems permanently puckered, and big fan-shaped pectoral fins. Just watch Finding Nemo. You're looking at a clownfish. But like I said, they're tiny. So, how tiny are they, Joe?
It's a great question. Welcome to the Blow Measure Up segment, the official listeners part of the show. The part of the show when we present the animal size and dimensions in relatable terms to a quiz that's fun for the whole family. It's also part of the show that's introduced by you when you send an audio yourself singing or chittering the words measure up into ldtaxonomy@gmail.com. We don't have a new measure up intro this week. We do have a bunch of comments and emails. I missed this one. This was a while ago. Mid-February, Nora told us a little bit about rats. She owns. I almost read this. She owns 20 rats. No, has owned rats for 20 years. And
Right.
she says their nicknames are pocket puppies because they can learn tricks. They learn their names and they're excited to see you. Like they have an affection for you. It's more advanced than a cat. Some people.
Yeah, that is
people
more
are gonna
advanced
be
than a
upset
cat.
by that.
I like
She says-
pocket puppies though. That sounds like a viral toy from the 90s.
Yeah, it does.
It's like
a
you have
Polly
your
Pocket.
Tamagotchi and your pocket puppy.
Tamagotchi.
Did I say that wrong? I never actually owned one. I just played with my friends and it's like, oh, you killed it.
She says that since she is a rat aficionado, she has yearned to own a capybara and keep one like a dog.
Yeah, that
Sounds
definitely
fun.
definitely seems like a step up in the amount of work you'd have to do.
I will tell you, I'm looking at pictures of the rats. She sent pictures of her rats, and they look fluffy and nicer to be in close contact with than a capybara is. Having touched a capybara recently, they are wiry and coarse. They're not fluffy in any way.
Hmm. They
Yeah,
look
it's
pretty
like
wiry and coarse.
it's like they're covered in hairbrush follicles.
Like my
Um,
dog.
and we talked about piddling around, and she said that rats let out a drop of pee here and there to mark their territory, and
Same.
it's called piddling.
Yeah, that makes sense. It should
So
not.
yeah,
It should not be
piddling around. They do piddle around.
It should not be something that someone says as a way of just like tinkering or milling around. There we go.
Yeah,
That's the.
and we
that's
were talking about aloe, and you said that why not just use the aloe from the bottle? She said the good thing about using the plant is that you can cut the plant in half and apply it to the burn directly, and you don't have to reapply the aloe. It like lasts all day because it's like
straight from the source.
straight from the source. She says my Tokyo dad did this when I burned myself on with coffee in high school, which is a funny way to say. Does this mean it's a dad from Tokyo, or do you have several fathers, and one of them is from Tokyo?
I'm wondering if
Tokyo dad.
I'm wondering if we should all have a Tokyo dad.
It's like the Tokyo partners when they come into town.
Everyone has their normal
we
dad.
all need a
and then
Tokyo dad.
And then they have Tokyo dad.
They know stuff about plants.
You can drink aloe. I had a friend who would go to like Hispanic Hispanic like grocery stores and get this aloe drink, and it wasn't that bad, but it wasn't good either.
Is it very refreshing? Is there a menthol to it?
No, I don't remember what it tasted like. I just remember taking one sip and being like, all right, I have experienced this and never will again.
Also, over on Spotify, Pipe Morgan says that we're talking about the rabbits and catching the rabbit. The dog Rogue has not yet caught one, but her late hybrid wild wolf Labrador mix, that sounds like White Fang. Send us I'd like to see a picture of that.
Is White Fang a lab?
I don't know.
No, he's a husky, right?
Oh,
no, that's Balto. Balto is a husky.
No, you know what I'm thinking?
Half husky,
I'm
half
thinking
wolf.
I'm thinking of Call of the Wild. He's not a lab, but he's not a wolf dog at all. But he's like a not typical breed for what his job was. But that sounds like an interesting breed. And then she says, my very much vegetarian, and I think there's a missing word here, like mom or cousin. My very much vegetarian blank took her for a hike, and she ate it like an Anglican. The rabbit. What is that? What does that mean?
Anglicans just...
It's a
are just
very
Gollum.
catchy phrase.
Like Gollum has this scene where he just like eats a raw rabbit.
Yeah. I ate it like an. Do
And
Anglicans notoriously eat raw rabbit?
They are young. They are tender. They are nice. Eat them. Eat them. Sam, I am. Interesting. Eat it like an Anglican.
I like that phrase. I looked it up. Did not return. If that's an original phrase, then we got to make it a thing.
Do we?
Well, you should. And then after all of that divergence, let's go to the YouTube for a comment. This comment on YouTube says half the video isn't even talking about life, death, and taxonomy or the dang animal. It's mainly blabbing.
Yeah, should we cut this?
That's a real comment for an apt time. Okay.
Yeah, I wonder if my uncle made that comment because he made that comment specifically to me. Like I listened to your show and you guys are just like gabbing.
Yeah, well, it's a podcast. It's about gabbing.
Speaking of Spotify, though, whoever on Spotify was constantly asking for the clownfish. This is your show.
Here we go. Without further ado, the listener's favorite, or the listener's part of the show.
Excuse me, is this where we meet his teacher?
Well, look who's out of the anemone.
Yes, shocking, I know.
Mark.
Who is that?
That is the second time that you've played a clip from that exact scene.
It's the first one that comes up when I type in Marlin Clownfish.
Yeah, that's Marlin the Clownfish. Well, you did when we did the Flounder episode, you did Mr. Johansson. Which happened.
Oh, it's from the same scene, not the same
from that
clip as that scene.
Yeah.
You know what though? It would be a crime to like go to pop culture for a clownfish reference and not mention Marlin or Nemo.
Yeah, Nemo would be, I guess, your other option there. You could have done Coral.
Except for Marlin is definitely the main character. Right. I guess they both are.
You could make an argument for either one.
But I feel like Marlin has more screen time.
Yeah. Nemo's just the MacGuffin.
Yeah. He has to learn a lesson, though. He's not a flat character like a flounder. Let's talk length. They're 4 to 5 inches or 10 to 13 centimeters. Is that A, 5.7 quarters? B, 12.5 earlobe thicknesses? C, 9.4 fit of the clownfish go into Zeus, the tallest dog at the shoulder.
Zeus.
Mm-hmm. The world's tallest dog. The tallest dog ever. Guess what breed that was?
A Great Dane.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's the Great Dane. What a Great Dane.
That's what everybody at Dane Cook's shows would say. What a Great Dane.
Quarters, earlobes, Zeus.
Earlobes. Because I've been playing Black Myth Wukong, and a lot of the characters have those big Buddha earlobes. So I've been thinking a lot about earlobes recently.
Final answer?
Yeah.
The correct answer is B, 12.5 earlobe thickness.
Nice.
Let's talk about their width. They're 0.05 to 0.1 ounces or 1.5 to 2.5 grams. Is it A, 3 jelly belly jelly beans? Say that 6 times.
No.
Or is it B, 6,041 go into a Dalmatian pelican?
A what?
Or is it C, Dalmatian pelican? I'm assuming a pelican native to the Dalmatian coast. It has funny hair. Or C, 2 go into a nickel.
Jelly belly jelly beans. Because I wanted to say it.
Final answer?
Yeah.
The correct answer is 2 go into a nickel.
Ah.
That was a rare one where I make the boring one the right answer.
Yeah. Now I want to see a Dalmatian pelican. It's probably not what I'm imagining.
No, it's not spotted. It just has, but it does have funny hair. So if you want to enjoy that,
I do enjoy funny hair.
That's all I got for that. Do you have any minor facts before we get into the general fact?
It's general info, major fact. Yes. So the
This
clownfish
general
is very general.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you would outrank the major fact.
I know. A general seems more major than a major.
It is more major than a major. Quite a bit more major. Clownfish are found in warm tropical waters specifically in the Indo-Pacific, and they love their coral reefs. They are omnivorous. They eat plankton, algae, whatever else they can fit into their mouths. And they can make these popping and clicking noises, which is not usual for a fish to, and they're not sure whether they're using this to communicate, but it is unusual for a fish to make any sound, or at least a bony reef fish to make any sound. So the general theory is that they use it to communicate in some way, or
Maybe they're popping their knuckles.
Yes, they're fish knuckles. Ooh, I could go for some fish knuckles. That sounds delicious. Fried fish knuckles.
Yeah, a basket of them.
Yeah, a basket of fried fish knuckles. So they have to keep an eye out for bigger fish, moray eels, and according to Finding Nemo, the entire ocean, starting with barracudas.
Yeah.
I guess also, World War II submarine mines, sharks,
And children with a lot of headgear.
children with braces, dentists.
She
Willem
is a
Dafoe.
piranha, though. So she is another.
She's a bigger fish.
Darla is a piranha.
You have to keep an eye out for Brad Garrett and Willem Dafoe and Jeffrey Rush, especially if you're a clownfish. They are born as males. They're all males. So the whole thing in Finding Nemo where he's like, we're going to name this half Marlin Jr. and this half Coral Jr. Nope. They're all going to be Marlin Jr. But the largest in a group can become the female if the female leaves the group for some reason. So it's one of those situations similar to the cleaner wrasse where they can undergo a sex change if the role is open. You don't even need to interview for it. But there needs to be the right number of males and females, and they will morph to that specificity. So, interesting life they lead, and I will leave it at that.
So, like, female is more of a title. It's more like, it's like president.
Yeah, who's gonna be the head honcho? It's gonna be the female.
It's like Pontius Pilate. Pontius isn't his name. It's his title.
He is a Pontius.
He's a Pontius. He's a Poncho. Would you like to hear a major fact?
Yes, I would.
I'm calling this major fact an enemy of my enemies.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
With fronds like these, who needs anemones?
Yeah.
I say anemone wrong all the time. It's anemone. There's an M.
Hey, guess what? So does the entire internet. I looked up the spelling just to be sure, and everyone is like, "Is it anemone?" I've been saying anemone my entire life, and there's like multiple posts like that.
Oh, it is anemone.
No, it's anemone.
What? No, then I've been saying it right my whole life.
Yeah. But when I looked it up, I was like, "Is anemone right?" And they're like, "No, it's anemone." But
no,
then
it is
and then
anemone. It is anemone. Anemone. Anemone.
Anemone.
Yes.
Man, it's just like exact. So I read a thing that was like, I thought it was anemone, but it's anemone. This is the worst.
Yep. Nope. It's wrong. The way I've been saying it is incorrect. Anemone. That's wrong. It's not an
anemone is way, but everyone anemone of my enemy. It doesn't make sense otherwise.
anemone. I mean,
With
it still
friends
works
like
as like a rhyme. It works as the play on words, but it doesn't.
Anemone.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're doing exactly what they
Clownfish-
do in, once again, Finding Nemo, where he struggles with that word. Struggles with the name of his house.
Well, speaking of this house, the clownfish have a fascinating relationship with sea anemones. I spelled it right in the notes. They form a mutualistic symbiotic bond, which means both species benefit from each other.
Is that what is marriage a mutualistic symbiotic bond?
It should be. Sometimes it's not, and that's not good. Sometimes it's commensalism. Sometimes it's parasitic. But
True.
sometimes the clownfish gets protection from predators by living among the anemone's venomous tentacles, which they are immune to, which is not necessarily... in return, the clownfish provides the anemone with nutrients in the form of waste. So did you know that? Your house, your bathroom appreciates you?
Yeah.
It's giving your house nutrients?
My house loves it whenever we flush the toilet.
It helps keep the anemone clean by eating algae and other debris.
So it both makes it dirty and then makes it clean.
Clean, yeah. This unique partnership is a great example of how different species work together for mutualism, which is when everyone has fun and nobody has a bad time. Clownfish have a special adaptation that allows them to live safely among venomous tentacles. When a clownfish first encounters a sea anemone, it performs a dance by gently touching the tentacles with different parts of its body. Remember when Marlin says, "Don't forget the brush," and he means like rub against the sea anemone? That is 100% exactly what they do.
Yeah, you think of it as just brushing his teeth, but he doesn't have teeth, so it doesn't. I mean, the cartoon character does, but.
Yeah, do you want this anemone to shock you?
Yes. That's what he says.
Yeah, they'll dance. And gently touch the until they build up an immunity of the anemone's stings. Over time, the clownfish develops a protective layer of mucus on the skin, which prevent the anemone's stinging cells, which are called nematocysts, from discharging. That can't... No. Not from discharging. From affecting the skin. Right? Or is it just like it rubs up against it and the mucus covers it, the nematocysts, and stops them from leaving the anemone? I'm thinking it's an armor, but maybe it is more like glue.
Or it's just more like a bomb diffusal thing. Like it now allows it to rub up against the side of the anemone.
Oh, this isn't food. It's boogers.
Without procking the nematocysts.
The unique adaptation allows clownfish to shelter and be protected from predators while providing benefits to the sea anemone. Their partnership is, again, an example of mutualism in the marine world. So they are the ones with the mucus skin, and other stuff know to stay away from sea anemones. It's like you're living on the back of a poison dart frog. It's like, okay, I already know I'm not supposed to eat that, so I guess I can't go in there for that clownfish. It's like when in a space movie, Han Solo, or a Han Solo type character, flies into the asteroid.
Yes.
Or when Paul Atreides flies into the sandstorm.
Anemones do not concern me, Admiral. General Beers, prepare your men.
That's all I got.
All right. That was the clownfish. For you out there in podcast, stay vibrant. Put those hurtful clown stereotypes to rest. And find a nice cluster of venomous tentacles to call home, like the clownfish here in Life, Death, and Taxonomy.
Hey Taxonomy Titans, I just want to remind you that we now have a Patreon. Patrons can see full video episodes and get shoutouts on the show. But ultimately, it's a way for you to help us cover some costs and get even better. Still, reviews are the best way to help us grow. So if you haven't left one yet, we'd really love to hear from you. As always, thanks for listening and engaging.
Life, Death, and Taxonomy is my favorite in the world podcast.
Put on your mucus wetsuit.
Yum.